Hey guys, MoneyMan300, another episode of Behind the Sticks. What was I thinking? And this same series of races as the last one I set up, S-Class. This time I'm in the Viper ACR 10, and we are on Catalunya. This is the full track of Catalunya. Not exactly an ideal car for this track, but I didn't really have a car for this track when I looked through, so I just picked this one. Racing up against, of course, some F50s and other cars that probably are better suited for the track. So, and I'm starting, I believe, pretty close to the back. If I look at the maybe in-car camera. Oh, here we go. See if there's, looks like there's two behind me. So, it's close. So we'll get this started and kind of talk the way through. I wasn't sure what to expect in this race. This is pretty fast. This Viper is fast, though, so I am able to get kind of nicely out front here, and I'm trying to think of what I want to do, and I like to go outside. Usually you're better off going in, but look what happens. I'm glad I didn't take that inside line. Of course, they just, I don't know, what are they doing there? I don't even know. So at this point I'm like, well, I'm in front, and whoa, and I discovered this thing doesn't turn at all. Some of that was the tires. It actually gets better as I go here. And let's dive down into the in-car a little bit, watch a little bit of that. We can kind of keep an eye behind us. And I'm really just driving cautious right now. I'm downshifting, going slow through here, just kind of getting the tires warmed up. That's a tip that I have. Just take it easy in that first lap or first half a lap. Your tires aren't warm. You see a lot of people just missing turns. That's because of your tires. It's going to get better. It's going to get a lot easier to drive. Just be patient in multiplayer. And you're probably not going to win every race, or maybe even finish in the top 3. But just be patient, and then you can start picking your way up. But anyway. So right now we're looking pretty good. We're out front. Do have a guy right there on me, though. Just kind of trying to... Where's he at here? Coming up on me pretty good. I think I'm faster than he is if we watch. It's pretty close. See if that distance is dying at all. About dead even actually on the speed there. So at this point it's probably about driving good. Pretty good. Oh, and look at that. I mean, I don't remember if that was the guy. There was a guy that I had some problems with, or if that was just one of those accidents. And he said, "Sorry, I don't remember." This was about 3 or 4 races ago, but I'm not sure what happened. I think I'm in pretty good position. I'm coming down right here, and I should have position on this guy. You can see where he's way out of position in that turn. You can just tell where he's facing right there, that he's out of position. So we'll back that up as it comes through. He came in on an early apex, which is not how you take this turn. You need to come in a little bit high and late apex this. So, and you can see, and then he pushes right there. So now I'm in a pretty good line. I'm getting ready to dive right down in, and he just. And it looks like he puts on his brakes, and he sees what happens. Obviously, I mean, that's his fault. We're going to take a look at it from his view, and it's the same fire that we kind of got into it a little in the last one I was showing. This was actually. Oh, wait, hang on. We got to get into the right. Pause it here. Get into the right camera. Let's get into the game camera. Let's see what he's looking at as he goes through here. And as I mentioned, he comes down for an early, and this is okay. He's down early, but you got to hold that. You can't push. Yeah, he just pushes out right there. And I am driving in, but he has not established. Like I said, you got to get to the middle of the door before it's your line. Right now, that is my line, and it's his responsibility here to back off. So it's another thing, and I mentioned that in the last one. You got to get to the middle of their door technically. I mean, I said technically, it's a gentleman's rule of thumb, and he isn't there. And he does hit his brakes right here. I think he sees it coming, but at that point it's too late, and we're spinning. So let's get back into my ride here and see how this finishes out. Obviously, backwards. Do I get a save out of it? Sort of. Kind of get going here. And how many people get... So now I'm dealing with traffic at that Maserati in front of me. And I think I'm able to get right back past him. Ooh, and I kind of... See, there, I drove down into him. That was on me. So that's his line. I need to get off of that. And I actually wasn't. It just kind of hooked up in that turn. I was trying to stay outside, and I hooked up and went low on him. That was mine. And a lot of times I'll wait for that, but I think I might have still been a little frustrated from getting wrecked in the last one, so I just kept going. But let's get back out here, and I push right through that turn. Kind of hooks up there at the end, though. So like I said, I'd never driven this car on this track before, so kind of trying to figure out some of the finer points of it. And we got to catch up. But what car is that? And that's is that an F50 in front of me too? Yeah. So I'm sandwiched between a couple of F50s, who are probably technically better cars for this track than I am, but I'm hanging in there. And that guy's kind of glitching around a little bit, so I need to be able to get around him. I think I was hoping I could get him on the straightaway, but then he actually just walked away from me. Maybe he had a little better turn. I couldn't tell from the glitching, and then his acceleration got the best of me there. So gonna have to wait a little bit. So again, we're looking at the same thing, and I don't dive down that time. I was conscious of him being there, and I just kind of held that kind of mid corner line there. And if he was going to drive under me, I was going to let him go ahead and do it. I'm not getting down into these turns at all, but again, I'm just not used to this car and this track. That was better, using more of the whole track on that one. And just trying to dial this guy in, kind of waiting for him to make a mistake at this point. And most people are gonna make a mistake, and I don't remember which guy this was, but I don't know that he was the better of the drivers. The Fire generally was, and now I'm letting him know I'm there, and I almost hit him. So I kind of had to back off there for a second. And corner cutting, crime doesn't pay. So and then he manages to take out second place. So now I got a little space again here, and I think this is a 4-lapper, if I remember correctly. And we're probably going into lap 3 here. I don't know. I'll know when I get around a little bit further. Taking a look, let's kick back into that in-car view a little bit. Check that out, see how that looks. Really inside line on that one. You can see they're still back there. Nobody's going away. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, just drive clean, walk away from these guys. And you can see I got a good lead right now. So just stay out front. Pretty good there, a little squirrely coming off of that. Maybe cut it a little bit much, but you want to cut that just a little bit. And a little better turn. Still don't quite get all the way down to the turn strip where I wanted to be. And they are back there a long way. So right now, I should be able to just coast this out here. I made some good turns in there. So I'm putting myself in pretty good shape to just kind of walk away. I'm going to have one more lap left. Just going to make a nice clean lap. Ooh, get a little sideways there. Hit that little strip there. Come off of that pretty good. I mean, he's a ways back. I mean, I got a half a straightaway on him now. So again, just stay clean, roll in for the win. So let's get back out in here. Let's see how we do on a couple of these turns again. And all of a sudden, look at that. Look at how much he caught up there. I don't know if he was just faster than me or if I was just that slow through that. And I was pretty cautious in that first turn. There we go, able to kind of stay pulled away. Still in pretty good shape though. And he's probably, everybody's tires are warmed up, everybody's hitting it, and that wasn't that good on that turn, but I kind of save it there, so that's not too bad. Still looking, still got a good lead. Not a lot of track left now. Make a good turn there. And again, he's right there. He's coming a little bit. He makes a wide turn. I don't know if that was intentional. And speaking of wide turns, watch this. I drive it off the track. And look at him. And he makes a good turn coming off of there. Oh, and he's got the inside line. And I just back now. Now this is what I'm talking about. When somebody gets your inside line, back off. I could have just drove right into him. Right. Hang on. Let me get to the spot here. But right there. I could have drove right into him there, but you can see my brake lights are on. I just came on from off the track, and a lot of guys will just drive right down into that because I could get a good line here, just pretty much take them out and win the race, but that's not how it's done. So I'm backing off and just tucking in behind him. Now I got 2 turns, basically 3 turns left. I'm hoping that he makes a mistake, maybe he hits a turn strip, and and something happens here. So let's see how this plays out. So I tuck in behind him, and it doesn't look like the other guy's a factor, so now I'm trying to get way outside. Oh, and he drives over, but it doesn't really affect him, and it's close right now. And I know that he is at least as fast as I am, if not maybe a little faster in the straightaway. So, oh, but I make a good turn coming off. Can I slingshot? No, and he just nudges me out. Oh, I was so frustrated. Drove it off. Just made a mistake and drove it off the track at the end there. So that'll happen. And when I went back and looked, we all had almost, the top 3 had pretty much identical top lap times in there. I don't remember what the times were, but it was another one of those good races. Just made a crucial mistake at the end, and again there were some pretty good moments in there where I could go back and show. So I hope you like the format that I'm doing. That I like to stop and talk a little bit about some of the areas, and when there's some collisions, really go through and analyze that to see if there was something maybe I should have done different, or if it was really on the other person. So anyway, we'll end it with that, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.